This circus troupe is under a vicious curse. Every 3 months, one member suddenly goes insane for no reason and eventually meets a tragic end. Those who die this way all share a common sign before their death. A palm print mark appears on their shoulder. Once that mark shows up, they become the next victim of the curse. The reason they're cursed is that they aren't a real circus troupe at all, they're actually a group of tomb raiders. Using their performances as a cover, they travel around searching for ancient tombs to plunder treasures. 2 years ago, when they broke into an ancient tomb to steal its riches, they were attacked by spirits guarding the place. In the end, they not only failed to get any treasure but also lost nearly half their members. However, all the survivors were cursed, and over the past 2 years, they've been dying one after another. To break free from this curse completely, they decided to return to the tomb and find the root cause. Soon after, they ventured deep into a desert where the ancient tomb is located. Then, a sandstorm suddenly swept across the desert. The timid ones immediately wanted to turn back and wait until it passed. But their water supplies were almost gone, not enough to sustain them through the desert, so they had no choice but to push through the sandstorm to reach the tomb and find water. However, crossing the sandstorm was extremely dangerous, and there was a real risk they could all perish there. Charles immediately knelt down and prayed for divine protection, hoping they could reach the tomb safely. Then, something eerie happened. The sandstorm vanished just as suddenly as it had appeared. Just as they were feeling confused, a green light emerged from the ground. This green light formed a path, as if some energy was guiding them straight to the tomb. Lucas quickly warned everyone to stay alert, because when they came here last time, they never encountered anything this strange. Yet Charles didn't see it as a threat. Instead, he believed it was a sign of divine favor, that this time they wouldn't just lift the curse but also walk away with a great treasure. But right after he said those words, a massive monster burst out from underground and instantly swallowed one of their members. However, instead of panicking, the others immediately pulled out their grappling hooks. Since the tomb was deep underground, this monster was their only way in. After creating noises that scared the creature, it frantically tried to flee back into the tomb. They held tightly to the grappling hooks attached to the monster's body, letting it drag them all into the ancient tomb. Once inside, they found the monster had broken free from the hooks and was nowhere to be seen. Then, the tomb passageway suddenly began shaking violently. Lucas immediately realized the monster was coming for them and urgently told everyone to run quickly through the passage. But this wasn't the same route they'd taken last time, and they didn't know the passage ended at a cliff edge. Seeing the monster closing in fast, Leo quickly ordered everyone to use their grappling hooks to cross the chasm and reach the platform on the other side. They used crossbows to fire the hooks into the rock face opposite. To buy time for the others to escape, Leo assigned 2 members to hold off the pursuing monster. However, Leo didn't leave them with enough ammunition, and when they ran out of projectiles, the monster made a meal of them. Though their delaying action was brief, it gave the remaining members enough time to reach the other side of the chasm. To their surprise, the massive monster managed to leap directly across the cliff. Just as they prepared to fight for their lives, the monster suddenly pulled back and retreated below the cliff edge, as if something about their location filled it with fear. Though uncertain what scared the monster, they knew they had to press deeper into the tomb chamber, find a way to break the curse, and get out quickly. The stone door before them was created by a trap master, impossible to open without special knowledge. Fortunately, both Lucas and Sophia were trap masters themselves.